Hi there, welcome back to my channel. This is Lydia with Sweet King's Garden, and today we are finally talking about microgreens. Today we're going to talk about the exact seed packets that I purchased and some of the supplies that I will be using to actually grow and harvest these microgreens. Now, I've never done this before, so this is definitely a learning opportunity for me. I am cutting this subject into two separate videos. First is today's topic, just talking about the supplies, and then I'm actually going to shoot another video that's going to run over the course of the next few weeks, just talking about what I'm doing and checking in along the way. I've learned that the microgreen process should only take a few weeks, so I'm hoping I'm successful, but if not, I absolutely will still share the content because it will be a learning opportunity for us all. So with this being my first time growing microgreens myself, I just placed an order through one company this time, as opposed to, of course, the seeds that I will be planting outdoors. So all of my microgreens came from Botanical Interests. I will be sure to link their website below. And as I mentioned in my last video, I kind of went all out when buying microgreens. I tend to do that with gardening things. So the first item that I did purchase is a microgreen sampler. Now in this bag came 5 different microgreen mixes, and then in addition to the sampler, I also bought single packs of seeds. Now it's important to note that when growing microgreens, you have to really watch how much you're planting in a tray. There's a specific density level that you need to grow depending on what type of microgreen you are growing. I will link a website that I found that's a density calculator. So depending on what microgreen packet you have and the size of the tray you're using, it will tell you how dense to sow your seeds. And this is super helpful because, as you'll see on the front of the seed packets, there's actually the weight of the seed packets listed here. So the first seeds that I have, I actually purchased multiples of a couple of these seed packets, but an umami Asian blend seed packet. So this is going to be really nice for having some flavor diversity into meals. The next bundle of seeds I received, one of these actually came in the sampler, and then I bought 2 single packs, is the Tribella basil blend, and I am a huge fan of basil, so of course when I could see that I could grow them in microgreen form, I was all about it. So this should be also wonderful in color variation, so I am very excited. The next are 2 packets of the mellow blend. This I think is probably really good for starters, and it seems like the flavors are probably more versatile than others. One of these actually came in the sample pack, and the other I just bought by itself. So I will be starting my tray with both of these packets. I found that I can actually combine both of these packets and they should do well. So the mellow blend is 16 grams and the Tribella basil blend is 6 grams. And then the last couple of seed packets that came in the variety bag is a jazzy mix. So this comes with all kinds of things like cabbage, cress, radishes, and mustard greens. And then a sunflower mix, so of course just like nothing but sunflowers, which I did not realize were edible, so this was a nice surprise to me. And then lastly we have the upland cress. So next, in terms of supplies, I have specific microgreen trays. So these are trays that I ordered from the Bootstrap Farmer. They are more shallow than your typical seed starting trays, and I believe they come in either solid bottom or there's holes for drainage. Again, with me just starting the microgreen journey for the very first time, I do not know which is preferred. So I am going to start my microgreens from a solid bottom tray. Now I am only sowing 1 tray of microgreens just to kind of see how it is, and then I do have 5 total. So if I do find that I'm starting to get the hang of it, I anticipate that I'll probably start more trays. But I will be sure to link down below where I got these trays from. Another item I have is just a very light potting mix, and this is potting mix that I picked up from a local store. I'm sure it's widely available. If not, just look for an organic natural potting mix that's very light. Because these are seeds, you do not want to bury them or have too dense of soil, so this should be light enough. Again, starting this for the first time, so we'll see how it does. And in terms of other supplies that I will be using, You will need to water these initially, and then again after a couple of days once they've germinated. You may need grow lights as well. I do not have any special type of grow lights. I have two that I've used last year, and then Alex found something in his garage that I'll be testing with. So in my next video, I'll be sure to actually record the full setup of what everything looks like. But initially you will not need grow lights. You will need them after the plants have germinated. Once you do, sow your seeds into the soil in your microgreen tray. You will need to put another tray on top of that because you do not want to expose those seeds to any light at all until after germination. So there's like a dark period with growing microgreens at the very beginning of the process. Now what you also want to do is make sure that the top tray that you're using essentially as a lid, it's weighed down. You want to try and find something that is similar in dimensions to your tray, just to make sure that all of the greens are evenly pressed down. So I plan on just picking some cinder blocks and just make sure I'm evenly dispersing them on top of the tray. So thank you so much for joining me today. I cannot wait to see where this takes us. I hope you take care. Bye-bye.